Hey friends, I want to show you a short clip of a longer conversation that I remember listening to several years ago at the annual Q conference. The conversation was between Ted Trimpa and Jim Daly, and Gabe Lyons, the founder and president of Q Ideas, is the moderator. And if you don't know who Ted Trimpa is a gay man. He's not religious. He's a very progressive Democrat. And Jim Daly is a very conservative Christian leader, the president of Focus on the Family. And I was so blown away at how these two very unlikely figures became good friends. And the clip I'm going to show, it's a short clip of the tail end of the conversation they had at the conference. And it just is a beautiful story of two people becoming friends. And I just think it's a powerful symbol of reconciliation and friendship, genuine love, genuine humanizing each other across some very significant divides. Ted Trimpa and Jim Daly are extremely different from each other in the beliefs they have and the values they have, what they put their faith into, their view of sexual ethics, and many other things. And I just think in this day and age, we need to show more stories of unlikely alliances and friendships like this one between Jim Daly and Ted Trimpa. Enjoy this 2-minute clip.
Yeah, Jim, would you just share, we have so many leaders, pastors, leading organizations here in the same situation you're in, where they have a lot of people within their communities that may not quite understand why they would reach out, why they would take that first step into a space where, immediately in this culture, you're seen as compromising, as Ted said, just because you're beginning a relationship. How would you encourage them to continue forward and to really remove that fear from how they think about this?
Yeah, I think that's it. Have courage. And I think know who you are. I mean, the one thing that really offended me is that Christian leaders who knew that I was reaching out, not just in Ted's direction, but with those in other areas of conflict with a traditional Christian viewpoint, abortion, things like that, they would send me a note and they would say, "How could you betray us like this?" And I'm sitting here thinking, it's a taste perhaps of what the Lord felt when the Pharisees, I'm afraid to say it, would ridicule the Lord for engaging people that didn't think the way the Pharisees thought, right? And I just think, we think that behavior is gone and we've gotten beyond being Pharisaical. It is alive and well, and we've got to recognize it in the church. And we've got to run from it, because there's two things that I see in the New Testament: salvation through Christ and don't become a Pharisee. And there are, isn't that true? That's what Jesus was saying. And so when I read it, my thing is to always be true to that. And I just think there are a lot of cousins of Caiaphas walking around. And man, I don't want to be that. And the other thing is, I better do all I can to make sure I can influence the people around me that think that way to rethink how they're thinking. Because it's a dangerous place to be when you're judging other people in a way that is not your position to do that. What I want Ted to see in our relationship is the love of Christ, certainly the truth of what I believe, and I think our friendship is strong enough that Ted can bear that. And vice versa. And I think at the end of the day, that's what the Lord will either smile about or frown upon. And I trust in that process. And I think, again, the only arsenal in the tool chest that we have in the spiritual context is the love of God. Everything else is human. The love of God is hard to defeat. And that's what I want to express.
And I mean this very sincerely. I feel it every time I'm with you. No, I really do.
That's kind, Ted. That's the Lord.
And I realize we're almost done. I went through open heart surgery last August. It was a complete surprise. One day I thought I was fine. 3 weeks later, I was in New York under the knife. And someone who I know was always praying for me, was always checking on me, and I could feel the presence, was Jim. And that's just something I'll never forget.
Wow. Well, thank you both for sharing your friendship with us. So awesome.